Good evening, and this is Irish World of Sport on what is it? We're looking at now. We're looking at still the 28th, just about the 28th of January, Sunday evening, and a few sports bits and pieces happening today. Soccer first of all for a change because my team are actually playing West Bromwich Albion. That Birmingham team playing another Birmingham team, Wolves, in what's known as the Black Country Derby in the FA Cup. So West Brom are now a championship side, and Wolves are still in the Premiership. It was at home. West Brom were at home, and story of the game is that Wolves went about the 70-something minute. Wolves went 2-up, and the West Brom supporters didn't like that very much, and there was a bit of trouble, sad to say, and the game was stopped. And I guess it was one way of trying to get a victory, but it didn't work because it was restarted later on, and Wolves held out to win. So we'll get over it, but it shows how things changed, because in the amazing year of 1954, West Brom were the best team in England. We're going for the double and won the FA Cup, and were pipped by, of all teams, Wolves for the league. And people said it was the English team at that time, mostly West Brom players. So things do change, but we'll live in hope. Secondly, in tennis, we had the men's singles final in Australia. Sinner, who overcame Djokovic against Medvedev of Russia, and pretty good match. Medvedev went 2 sets up, kind of all over. He was playing pretty well, but Sinner is just very, very strong. It's really hard, and came back and actually won it in 5 sets. So a great victory for him. It looks like he is the new coming when eventually Novak and etc. retire. He looks like the genuine new coming. He's only 22. It's unusual. The name of Sinner. He actually comes from Italy, but checking it out, he's actually from just on the Austrian border, a place called South Tyrol, which actually the main language is German. So you actually check out, he's actually bilingual. I still have a long way to go to catch up to Djokovic on languages, but well done to him, and he's going to get stronger because of that, for sure. It was his first Grand Slam final. Medvedev has played quite a few and lost quite a few. In my old Japanese sport of sumo, there was one highlight where the final bout, would have been the final bout, Yokozuna and Terunofuji very easily beat Kirishima, his fellow Mongolian, who was trying to get to be Yokozuna himself, needed to win that bout, but Terunofuji just made absolute sheet of him. And then that was 13-2 for Terunofuji, and then he had a playoff against Kotonowaka and beat him in the playoffs. That was his 9th ever basho that he'd won, a 9th ever championship, which is a hell of an achievement when you consider that in 2018 he was at the very bottom rung of sumo, which is way, way, way down in the bottom hundreds, and he was in huge trouble with injuries, especially to his knees, and he was retiring. But his stable master, as you call them, they all have different stables. A lot of sumo wrestlers, kind of live together and train together, and the rest of it, and they have a master over them. And his stable master convinced him to try again, and even now he's very easy to see because he's very big, and he's always fights with bandages all over his legs, basically covering his legs. So it's amazing what he can do, and very pleased for him. Finally, American football, where it's one thing I've seen to be getting right, but I would have said it. I mean, Kansas City were playing the Ravens, Baltimore Ravens, and everybody made Baltimore favourites. They were number one kind of team, the best record in comparison with Kansas, and their quarterback was supposed to be an amazing guy, but I really didn't see it. For me, Mahomes, the Kansas City quarterback, is just the most exciting quarterback I've seen. Definitely up there with Brady anyway, and we'll get there. And then they've Taylor Swift's boyfriend, Kelsey, who had a very good game. They both had good games, and they really just closed Baltimore down. It's again like with any sport, we can say this. It's one thing to be good in the regular season, as Baltimore were, but in any sport, once the knockout games come, that's when you really find out who's good, because then the pressure is on. And Mahomes has proven it with two Super Bowls, and one even last year, that he can deal with the pressure, whereas the Baltimore quarterback showed today he can't deal with pressure. Simple as that. Or at least I'm probably a bit rude, but anyway. So there you go. That's our news for Sunday, the 28th of January. I'm talking again tomorrow, when it may be a bit quieter.